Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Alcandros International Trading Podcast. This is Konstantin Alcandros dictating. It is January 30th, 2024, and we're going to cover two articles here. The first one is by Dagens.com. EU close to historic decision, entire country may face exclusion. Now, this article is on the surface more political in nature, but I do believe that there could be economic and international trade ramifications from this political decision. As we do know, politics does have an effect on economics and business and finance. So hence I think this is relevant to the topic of international trade, even if it is distantly related. Story by Hungary Relations, or Rotten, if it's German pronunciation. It's 2 days old. Unfortunately, I've sort of, things have been a little bit busy here lately, so I haven't been able to produce as many podcasts in the last week. So I'm starting to get back into rhythm of things with this. So hence looking at a couple of articles here that are a couple of days old, but still relevant. The European Union is on the brink of implementing its toughest measure to date, as reported by Politico. EU leaders are considering invoking Article 7, a significant move that could block a member country from participating in the EU voting processes. Hungary, under Prime Minister Viktor Orban's leadership, is the country at risk of facing these repercussions. Orban's government has resisted contributing to a €50 billion EU aid package for Ukraine, insisting that the rest of the EU nations should jointly finance the aid without Hungary's contribution. Frustration with Hungary mounts, according to Politico, citing 5 EU officials and diplomats. The EU's patience with a defiant Hungary is wearing thin. Diplomats indicate a growing willingness to exclude Hungary from voting processes, a step previously deemed unthinkable. The move is considered due to Hungary's perceived endangerment of Ukraine's security candidate for EU membership. Article 7 activation imminent. The activation of Article 7 could occur within weeks. An EU diplomat stated that if Orban blocks an agreement at the February summit, Hungary could lose its voting rights. Stephen Van Heck, a professor of European politics at KU Leuven University, acknowledges the serious threat Hungary faces. He notes that EU leaders are growing tired of Orban and stresses the reality of the Article 7 threat. Oh, the poor EU leaders that don't like Viktor Orban and the based Hungarians. Well, as far as I'm concerned, look, Orban and the Hungarians, I don't think don't give a damn about what the European Union thinks or feels. I think they're going to go ahead and continue their. I mean, honestly, at this point, Hungary is pretty much acting as a rogue EU state. At this point, they're pretty much doing their own thing, so they may as well not even be in the European Union, really. And I think this is the sort of. I've been predicting this for a while now. I think you're going to see a lot of Central European states like Hungary, Czech Republic, Slovakia, Poland, maybe Lithuania, maybe Romania, Serbia. I think you're going to see a lot of these type of countries breaking away from the European Union. I think you're going to see more of these countries just giving the middle finger to Brussels and saying, well, we don't want to be part of the European Union. I think this is a further step towards, I think, the breakup of the European Union. At least I think you're going to see maybe not a full breakup, but at least you're going to see I think you're going to see more countries exiting the European Union. I think Hungary is going to could be potentially the next country. I mean, if they basically deny, Hungary voting in anything, well, then Hungary really, for all intents and purposes, isn't part of the European Union. I mean, if they don't have a vote, if they can't vote on anything, then they're pretty much outside the European Union. Technically speaking, they are outside of the Eurozone, outside of the financial Eurozone, because Hungary still has its own currency, the florent. So I think this is important because you're going to see, I think it's going to have international trade implications because Hungary now, I think you're going to see, I think you'll see more business coming out of Hungary because now they're not going to be, there's no incentive for them to follow EU business and economic regulations. So it will be interesting to see. I think possibly the outcome of this is in the long term. I think you're going to see more Hungary getting more involved in international trade. I think you're going to see more exports out of Hungary. I think this is what I'm predicting, and I think that could be a good thing. Which, Hungary, I think, would do well to compete on its own in the international trade market because of its currency, devalued currency. It should be able to compete quite well, and because of its its presence in Europe, it does have potentially more reliability as a trade partner compared to maybe other countries that are not so reliable. And Hungary is a very stable country, so I think. This is only going to drive Hungary to just basically just saying, well, fine, we're just going to go our own way. We'll exit the eurozone. Hungary will be its own country, not part of any eurozone, not part of the European Union. We're just going to do things, our way. And I think that's going to potentially, inspire maybe other countries like the Czech Republic and Poland. Maybe not Poland. I think now with the war in Russia. It seems to me Poland, with its history with Russia, it's probably likely going to be driven towards fear to side against the Russians. So, whereas Hungary, I think, seems to be fairly. I don't know what the relationship is like between Hungary and Russia, but I would probably think Orban is not exactly unfriendly towards Putin and the Russians. So I think this is going to be an interesting story to keep track of, and I think Hungary is going to be an interesting country to look at in the coming weeks, months, and years. So hence why this was an interesting article to me, and I thought I would cover this. I actually wonder what's in the thing. How should be the first to support Ukraine? And Karen should be amongst them. Yeah, right. Okay, cool. Yeah, we've got some dudes who are a bit deluded in the comment section on this article here. Yeah, well, if you join a club, you usually agree to abide by their values. Well, the European Union doesn't support Hungary's values, so Hungary should just go tell the EU to pound sand. Yeah, there's a bit of a mixed bag in the comments. We've got some woke idiots, and then we've got some people who are, sort of understand inside with what Hungary's doing. So, yeah, exactly. This is a good comment. I don't particularly care what Victor does or wants, but to me, it seems pretty telling that the EU wishes to punish a country for exercising their sovereign rights that lie contrary to the EU process. Exactly. Exactly. Well, this is just another nail in the coffin of the EU. Like the European Union is a sham and a scam, and as far as I'm concerned, the European Union should just be defunct today. Can't happen any sooner. It's a corrupt entity. Anyway, moving along. We're covering another article here from Reuters. This is from a week ago. Hapag-Lloyd to offer land transit through Saudi Arabia amid Red Sea disruption. Berlin Reuters, German shipping group Hapag-Lloyd will continue to route its vessels around the Cape of Good Hope until further notice due to Houthi attacks on vessels in the Red Sea. It said on Monday after announcing it was introducing land corridors through Saudi Arabia to mitigate the impact on its business. We continue to monitor and review the situation constantly. As soon as the situation changes and it is safe again, we will route our vessels through the Red Sea and Suez Canal, it said. In an earlier statement to clients on its website, the company said it would offer land connections from Jebel Ali, Dammam, and Jubail to its ocean shuttle service out of Jeddah. Our aim is to provide customers with a convenient contingency solution to overcome this unexpected closure until the situation in the Red Sea has been normalized, it said. The company considers at regular intervals whether normal shipping through the Suez can be restored. Hapag-Lloyd regularly offers logistics services whereby goods are brought further inland from ports by road or rail. The shipping company says it has 55 ports and 53 inland terminals in the Middle East region. And that's it. So there you go. As you can see, this is an attempt to basically go around the Red Sea. And things kind of quietened down with the Houthi rebels, but now they've sort of become more active again. There's actually another article which I'll cover likely in tomorrow's, unless there's a few that I've got that I really want to cover here. But one of them is another Russian vessel basically got hit attacked by the Houthi rebels. So you can see that there's still, there's still right now that area is. There's no stability in that area right now. It's, one day they're attacking, the next day they're not, now they're attacking again. So this is going to disrupt international trade. It's going to raise prices. It's going to delay, deliveries. So you might have buyers that can't get their stock in time. So really what this is going to create is just delays and just increasing costs. So, and likely, potentially, like I said, you're going to see, new routes taken in the interim, and to mitigate that. But obviously, that's going to cost time and money. So that's kind of how things are in the world of international trade on this day, January 30th, 2024. I'll just shamelessly plug our social media and website. You can find us at www.alcatrazsinternationaltrading.com. There you can join, become a member, post on our forum, post your offers, post requests to buy, meet other, make friends with other people in the industry, make connections, network. On our website, you can find out more about us, who we are, what we do, yada, yada. We're on just about every social media social media app you can find, from Facebook to Instagram to LinkedIn to WhatsApp to VContact to what haven't I covered, TikTok and WhatsApp, and you name it, we're just about on everything. So X as well, Threads, there's a few other ones, Telegram. So it's not hard to find us. So we'll leave it at that. Then ends the Alcatraz International Trading Podcast for January 30th, 2024. This is Constantine Alcatraz signing out.